I'm Aaron Bernstein. As a music teacher, I've often been asked, why bother study counterpoint? I mean, let's face it, if you got 3 or 4 chords, that basically covers about 90% of the pop songs that are out there today. So why bother studying 2-part inventions and 4-voice fugues? The answer, pure and simple, even if you're a good composer, counterpoint will make you a better one. Here's an example of homophonic texture with a single melodic line backed up by chords. But believe it or not, this chordal thinking is a relatively new development in Western music. Before the 16th century, this melody might have received a more polyphonic treatment, weaving together multiple independent lines. By the 16th century, this polyphonic voice leading was well established, especially that of Palestrina, who clearly stole Shakespeare's outfit and somehow made it more depressing. Monteverdi called his style of flowing counterpoint the prima pratica, or first practice. But the new trend of madrigalism was on the rise, favoring a single foreground melody with all that counterpoint sent backstage into a more chordal texture. This culminated in the birth of opera, ushering in the Baroque period. And Baroque, of course, means when you're out of Monet. But in the 17th century, German composer Heinrich Schütz said, well, Schütz, you can't give a whole new generation of composers the idea that counterpoint isn't important. See, even in a chordal texture like this, each note in a chord still represents a different melodic line, with its own independent motion through to the next chord. So there's really counterpoint in everything, and to become an effective composer, you have to learn it. You just have to, man, there's no other way. So partly to address this issue, Schütz composed the 29 motets of the Geistliche Chormusik, and deliberately used all his contrapuntal concoctions to cleverly create colossal counterpoint. Then the early 18th century rolls around, and we meet the music theorist Johann Joseph Fuchs, take care how you pronounce that last name, who clearly left the house without his wig and grabbed the cat. When he wasn't making weird fashion choices, he wrote the treatise Gradus ad Parnassum, meaning steps to Parnassus. I've never climbed that Greek mountain, but I hear they've got 50 varietals of Chardonnay up there. In this treatise, Fuchs basically took the smooth counterpoint of Palestrina and made it into a pedagogic method called
species counterpoint,
still inflicted on music theory students today. I should know, I was one of them. And yes, I'm still recovering. And this was not the last time a great composer would harp on the issue. In the 19th century, Brahms, seen here challenging you to Vienna's 8th annual irritated staring contest, took on the occasional composition student, like Gustav Jenner and Alexander von Zemlinsky. Even Nietzsche showed him some of his compositions, and Brahms' reaction was always the same.
Go study counterpoint.
And so, counterpoint has been kept alive through the ages largely for its pedagogic usefulness. Just ask Stephen Sondheim, seen here relaxing at the 2nd annual Francis Ford Coppola Lookalike Convention. In his youth, Sondheim went and studied with renowned serialist composer
Milton Babbitt,
standing here in front of the great-great-great-great-great-great-great-granddaddy of the MacBook Pro. Back then, they measured data storage in nibbles instead of bytes. Babbitt gave Sondheim a therapeutic dose of Bach, and Stephen has been hearing 3-part fugues in his dreams ever since. So no matter what your background, composer, arranger, songwriter, counterpoint can only deepen your experience by showing you how to weave different lines together. And I'll show you how to do it all in the upcoming Breaking Barlines curriculum. You'll learn species counterpoint, 2-part inventions, 3-part inventions, 4-part chorales, and finally, fugues. So don't be afraid of counterpoint. And just remember, if you're gonna wear a hairpiece,
step away from the cat.
Kitty.